What is up? Welcome to the NBA Rundown, brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets. I'm your host, Astaire, joined today by Tyler, Hicks, and Gary. Gary's back again. A couple good performances so far. We're so happy to have you back. Tyler, you were in fine form this morning. Any chance of a repeat here?
I mean, the NBA beat the hell out of me this weekend spread, so I'm licking my wounds. I'm looking to make some money in this sport today. So we got all the bad energy out earlier about Stafford and those guys. We're going to leave that in the past, and we're going to worry about the NBA this time.
All right. And Gary, you told me you had a pretty good weekend there on the DFS. How are things with you?
Good, man. Yeah, I came close in the NFL yesterday. They got that interception at the end. I actually needed a Rams touchdown to get me somewhere last night. And they teased me a little bit. I thought they were going to run it back, but it just didn't work out. But definitely excited to run down this card with you guys today. A lot of news sifting out, and we just had somebody else ruled out. So it's going to be an interesting slate for sure.
All right, well, I'm going to be relying on you guys a bit to help me with the latest news. I had to run down and get my phone fixed, so still working on that a bit. So I didn't catch anything since early this morning.
Just before, when you went to get your coffee, Zabonis was rolled out. So we'll throw that one at you right off the bat.
Ooh, I like that. I'm already fading the Pacers anyway, so I like to hear that. Let's jump in here. Let me pull my bookmaker back out. Of course, when I was traveling, everything logged out, and we will get right into these lines. And of course, I'm going to pull up DraftKings as well. The New Orleans Pelicans are down to +6.5. Tyler, this was like +9 last night. I kind of liked it at +9. Now it's down to 6.5. I think that's pretty close to the correct number. The Cleveland Cavaliers, total of 208, will be hosting the Pelicans here. Of course, I'm waiting on Brandon Ingram news. Do we have any of that? He's still questionable. I mean, boy, this line could go right back if Hart, Ingram, and Valanciunas are all rolled out. My guess is they think that they're going to play. That's why this line is moving in this direction. Tyler, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on the Pelicans and the Cavaliers?
Would you say you see this line at right now?
I see -6.5 on bookmaker.
Okay, I was about to say I see +7. I seen down to 6 earlier this morning. Mm-hmm. Now that makes me think that Garland's going to play because it hit the 6 when he got announced questionable. Now that it's moving back up, I think he's going to be in, which makes me kind of like Cleveland to win the game. Still makes me think the Pelicans are going to keep it close if any of these guys are a questionable play. If you get Hart and Ingram out there, there's a good chance they win the game, I think. Cleveland's just been running bad. They can't seem to close these games right now. And, I mean, they could give these guys trouble. If Garland doesn't play for sure, though, spread, give me the Pelicans here on the money line.
Oh, wow. We're going to go with the early money line underdog. All right.
If Garland's not there, I just don't see how their offense flows the way it has all season. Like, Rondo could run some offense, but Mobley's not going to put up a 30-piece, I don't think. Who else scores for them? Allen?
Yeah. I mean, Laurie Markkanen's still out, right?
Yeah, he's still out, so Okoro's not going to score that many points.
All right. Gary, how are you approaching this one?
Yeah, I mean, like y'all said, I mean, we got Hart, Ingram, and Jonas Valanciunas out, or questionable on the one side. I don't think I'm gonna wait, obviously, until we get some news here. So I don't have a strong lean on the betting angle here on either side. I mean, Cleveland. I mean, like Tyler said, they've been at a little bit, but man, it's just been a good team overall this season. I find it a little concerning trying to go the other way. I don't know if I'm there yet, but like you said, if Garland is out, I could definitely see the Pelicans winning this. Cause I mean, they're going to have to rely on Rajon Rondo, Brandon Goodwin. It's not going to be good if Garland does sit here. So I don't have a strong lean on the betting side here. Like I said, we'll just wait for some news to hit before I do anything with it.
Let's say Garland's out. Who are you looking for on this Cleveland side?
That's going to be another tough thing because, I mean, Rondo. I mean, you have to think he's going to really start. I mean, I don't know if they're going to start him or Goodwin. I mean, they're both going to play pretty big minutes, but we have other value too on this slate that we're going to have to to sift through. So I don't know. The total is only 210. I don't know. I don't think, as of now, I don't think I'm going to like anybody on the Cleveland side, even if Garland is out. and that might be a hot take. I'm not sure yet. It's just, we have a lot of news. Like we have, Embiid's out on the slate, so we're going to have a free square. I mean, Andre Drummond's 3,700. I just don't know how much value we're going to need on this slate because looking at the studs, there's not that many people to pay up for, that you want to pay $11K for. So, yeah, I'm not totally sure what to do here yet.
All right. Well, we'll keep in mind. And remember, guys, we will go ahead and let you know when we're not sure. But that's when it pays to be a member of RemPureSports.com because as the news fleshes out and we have a better idea of who's going to be in, who's going to be out, where the value is, of course, RemPure Sports members will hear it first. If you're not already a member, head on over to RemPureSports.com. Use the promo code GETBETS to become a member. And, hey, while I'm selling stuff, why don't you guys give us a like, subscribe to the video, and we will keep going. The Memphis Grizzlies were the benefactors of some good news today. Joel Embiid had scored over 25 points in his last 17 games. The Sixers were 14-3 straight up over that span. And Tyler, we can't be mad at the big fella. We've cashed plenty a prop, right? The number kept going up, and we kept hitting it. And we kept cashing more often than not. And even when he didn't, right, we do over 30, he get 20.
How can I be mad at a guy that I bet 30-1 to win MVP, and he's plus 285 right now? Spread, he's the favorite. So
you can't.
He can take a night off for me. I'm fine with that.
He can take the night off. And JSU's MVP candidate, John Morant, will be in there. John Morant has scored more than 30 over their last 4 games. So, of course, he's playing well. This number was -4, -3.5 around 6 a.m. Now that the news has come out, I see that you guys are seeing some -4s. I have a -3 on Bookmaker. I think Embiid means that much to this team. And I already thought it was a bad matchup for him, right? Because we already talked about Al Horford, and I always said, well, who's the guy that we actually want? And no one's going to stop Embiid, but I thought that Steven Adams, just because he's so strong, he's not just going to get bullied down low. He's not going to just give up that post position like some of these skinnier players do. I thought it was going to be a pretty good matchup to begin with. Now you take Embiid out, you're really going to see the limitations of this offense. Maybe Gary will tell us it's Tobias Harris season. I don't know if I'm ready to buy in for that. And, Philly's a one-man team without their one man tonight. Memphis Grizzlies are a team, right? Obviously, John Morant is so good, but they have so many ways to get it done. I definitely like the way that they are playing defense as well. Call me square, but I'm taking the Grizzlies -3. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to overthink this one. Even though we could have had them pretty much as underdogs before the Embiid news, I'm taking them -4. They're talking about them in the first half and in the chat. I'd take the first half. I'd take the first quarter. I just don't see how Philly generates it. The 40-plus points, the 10-plus rebounds, the 6-plus assists that he's been putting up the past 20 games. He's done so much for that offense. He's the main guy. He runs the entire offense. Now you're going to have to run that offense through a guy like Harris or Curry or Maxey. Thibel's not hitting any threes, really. He's just playing defense. And Drummond's going to play a ton of minutes tonight, which is good for DFS, but just like we talked about Adams being strong enough to stop Embiid, Drummond's not getting any post position against Adams, so he might not have that good of a night, but the minutes will be there. I got to take Memphis here, and I think Desmond Bane could have a big game. I like his over 17.5.
All right, Desmond Bane season. Gary, how are you approaching this one?
Yeah, I'm definitely with you guys. I was just looking at DraftKings Sportsbook. It just went down to 3.5, so I definitely like the 3.5 for Memphis here from the betting side. And I also like, obviously, Andre Drummond's double-double prop. It's at plus money on DraftKings. So I think, that matchup with Adams is not ideal here, but, his rebound rate is just absurd without Embiid. I think he gets that double-double pretty easily here. And, on the DFS side, too, he's 3,700. He's going to play 30 minutes. He's going to be 85% owned, and he probably should be 100% owned. I don't think you need to get cute here. I think you just lock in Embiid and keep it moving as far as that. And, even on the other guys, Tobias Harris sees an 8.5% usage increase. He's seeing like a 33% usage rate on the season without Shake, Milton, and Joel Embiid on the court. And that's a pretty sizable sample there. Maxey, Curry, all three of those guys are going to be prime beneficiaries here. But definitely Andre Drummond sticks out the most here. He's 3,700, followed by Seth Curry. He's 5,300 on DraftKings. Maxi's up there a little bit at 66, and Tobias is at 78. I mean, they're all in play and definitely would be in my player pool, but I think I would just prioritize Drummond here for sure.
All right. Andre Drummond season returns. It's funny when they caught up to him, right? He was up to 7K. There's even a couple slates where he was in the 8K range, right? Now you're going to get him at 3,700. How can you turn that down? The Los Angeles Clippers head to Indiana to take on the Pacers. -1.5 here. I mean, I'm so over betting on the Pacers. I like the Clippers before the news, but Tyler, you told me, right before we started up that Sabonis got ruled out. I mean, how can you like this Pacers team here? Am I missing something? Am I not seeing the genius of Rick Carlisle at work here? How are the Pacers going to handle this Clippers team?
Yeah, I mean, if Sabonis was in, I was probably taking the Pacers here spread just because he was just going to absolutely dominate them. His props were going to be live. I love his points plus rebounds. He might have triple-doubled in this spot. Without him on the floor, I think I'm just balling up this game and throwing it out. We got 8 games today. This game's ugly now, and I don't want nothing to do with it, so I'm staying away from it.
All right. You're staying away from it. I like the Clippers. What are your thoughts, Gary?
Man, I hate both of these teams. I'm with Tyler on this one. I mean, I can't – I mean, the Clippers have just been awful. I mean, they're running – plus for DFS, they're running out like 12 guys. All their prices are fair. I still haven't completely digested the Sabonis out news, but it's never good. I mean, they're still going to have a lot of guys to fill them in here. There's other value on the slate. I'm with Tyler. I'm gonna stay away from this one for sure.
All right, you guys are both staying away. But Tyler, we got a question from the chat. JT Gristle wants to know: do you like the Amir Coffey over 1.5 assists?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, he could fall into 2 assists, just a couple little dump off somebody backdoor cuts. He plays a ton of minutes too with the way this team's been banged up all year. So I don't mind that prop over 1.5. So as long as you're not paying like -150 or anything.
All right. He likes it. Jake Degenerate says Indiana cannot stop a nosebleed. Last matchup between these teams, the total was like 260. I think the over is a good play, and we kind of skipped that there. He likes the over 222.5. Would you agree, Tyler?
I mean, I don't hate it. I just wish that number was a bit shorter. Like if it was in the 216s to the 218s, I'd definitely smash the over here. Okay. But it seems like they bumped it up to the 220s. I mean, there is a bunch of bad players out on the court tonight. You could have a giant lull in the game where they're just missing a ton of shots. So that's my only worry.
All right. I had a play in this next one, and the market agreed. Sacramento Kings head to New York to take on the Knicks. -6.5 here. The total is 212.5. Tyler, the Kings are 0-4 on this road trip so far, and they haven't even looked at it. They managed, to cover the spread against the 76ers, but they still couldn't get the win. I expect De'Aaron Fox is going to be out again. When I see the line move, I wonder if that's off him being ruled out. He's still questionable, but I don't think that he plays. I don't think that it matters either way. Knicks obviously coming off that tough loss against the Milwaukee Bucks this weekend. But, hey, even though they're not as good as last year, they're still a team that's committed to the defensive end. The Kings are not. I can't take the Kings. You know what? I'll take the Kings probably. So they'll come home after tonight, I believe. Then I'll fade them the first game back, and then maybe the second game, after they get in, then they'll make that little run and, fool everyone into thinking that they're like not half bad when really they are. I like the Knicks here. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm 100% on the Knicks here. I don't see how Sacramento, they could keep it close, but I don't know how they're going to win this game. But it is the NBA. They could pull it off. Right. I think the Knicks bounce back right here. They get the W. I think Randall has a big game. His double-double on DraftKings is +135. Definitely going to take a shot on that because he has 2 different pathways to get it. Halliburton is still going to play well, even though the Kings stink. If Fox is out, he's just going to put up monster numbers. So his points plus assists at 24.5. I'll gladly take the shot on that. And then Randall double-double and Knicks wins +190 spread. So we get that extra 60 cents on it when we do the performance double. I'll probably be on that also.
All right, yeah, and Gary, Tyler brought up Halliburton, but at 8,500, it seems like DraftKings is already caught on. What are your thoughts on the Knicks -6.5, total 212.5, and then, of course, go down how you're approaching this game from a DFS perspective?
So yeah, I mean, again, this is two teams that I normally stay away from when I'm betting, but man, your Kings have just been awful. I'm with Tyler. I like the Knicks here to win outright. So yeah, that's my favorite from the betting side. I don't know about the Randall and DFS. I mean, he has just been bad recently. I mean, I know this is a great matchup for him. I think this game actually sets up a little better for RJ Barrett. His price tag on DraftKings, I mean, he's 7,100. He is probably my favorite Nick here from a DFS side. I mean, he's probably not going to be owned at all tonight at that price tag. I think he can just light up this defense. They're going to go up and down the court. Zach likes to play it. So I definitely like RJ Barrett. I don't hate the double-double look from Tyler here on Julius Randle. I just think he's at 9,000. I'm not willing to pay that price tonight. He's just looked terrible recently, and I'd rather save a couple thousand and go down to Barrett.
All right, saving some money. We always like that. The Miami Heat, boy, this line moved. We must have had news here. It's +6 right now. Boston Celtics -6. Tyler, do you know the news? Oh, Jimmy Butler's out.
Jimmy Butler's out. Yurtsev's out. Lowry's out. PJ Tucker's out. They have about like 9 guys that are going to be in rotation.
So they're just punting on this one?
Yeah, pretty much. But you know how Miami is. I'm taking the point spread. I don't trust Boston.
Why would you? I don't trust Boston. I liked Miami regardless.
I'm willing to sprinkle on the money line here too. Better coach. They still have a ton of defensive guys out there, even with Butler and PJ out. They could easily throw this Boston team a fit and still win this game if these 3-point shooters are hot.
Yeah,
so,
man.
yeah.
I'm just. It'll be interesting to see.
Could you imagine if Oladipo comes back and gives his team anything off the bench? Like, that just gives them another weapon.
I mean, let's be honest. All he needs to do is play defense.
Play defense and just give him a spark plug off the bench. If he can give them 10, 12 points off the bench and great defense, I mean, that's just another weapon they can add to their arsenal.
You know what's so funny is everyone gives Schrader all that crap for missing the contract, but that's because he's a Laker, right? Glamour franchise. Like Oladipo essentially did the same thing with Indiana, where he turned down. It was like a 3-year, $70 million deal, and he got signed for the $5 million minimum. Tyler and I both like taking the points here. Gary, what are your thoughts?
I'm definitely on Miami too. I like this a lot. It's probably my favorite one so far, actually. I just think this team. I mean, they still got Bam. They still got Tyler Hero. Caleb Martin's going to bring a little bit of defense to the table here. I like Max Struss and DFS. So they have 9 bodies, right? So this is going to be another situation where a lot of these guys are going to be rating pretty well, especially in the optimizer. Their prices are depressed outside of. I mean, Bam is only 7,500. It's not the greatest of matchups here in Boston, but I think he can still pay off this tag. Tyler Hero is going to shoot a ton. He's probably still not going to start, right? He's still going to come off the bench. They like him in that role. They like him shooting the rock. He's going to shoot a ton here. I like him. And Max Struss at 4,200. I mean, he's going to shoot a ton too. He's one of the primary beneficiaries with Butler off the court. So I definitely like him. And like I said, Kyle Guy, he's going to see some minutes. I mean, so it's just going to be a matter of mixing and matching these pieces with the other value that we're going to have. But, I mean, I'm seeing at least 4 or 5 players that are projected to be over 5 times their value. So that's always a good sign for DFS. So, like I said, it's just going to depend on your roster construction tonight and which one you land on, but they're all good plays here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Gary, I see you rocking the stars and stripes on your hat. It might be some stars and scrubs tonight with all this value. Maybe jettison the mid-tier tonight. Seems like the value's all abound. Tyler, we got a consensus in the chat, but we need your thoughts. We the People and Eric Ching both like the Caleb Martin points, rebounds, assists. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, a perfect play. He's going to get all the Jimmy Butler minutes. And the dude's just been playing lights out when he gets a ton of minutes. That number is 18.5 spread. You got to smash that prop. They're definitely on the right side on that one.
And West Coast Jem's not in the chat today, but he knows I love the drama. Do you know why Kyle Lowry's out?
No.
He's going through a divorce, and his wife is extorting him. I mean, I don't know what she's extorting him with, but supposedly it's all due to this like impending divorce that he's dealing with. So, wow, that's pretty wild to be an NBA player and begin. I mean, unbelievable. So we'll wait to see. And I wonder, oh, he is here. And I love the drama. What's up, West Coast? I'm glad to see you here. You know, I love the drama, right? And I'm wondering what he could be saying because most of these guys don't care. I mean, they all get caught sleeping around, right? I mean, look at Tristan Thompson. So, yeah, I'm interested to see he's out for that long. And with that going on, I wonder when he's going to be back. The Golden State Warriors are -11 in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tyler, I want to take the points. Talk me out of it.
I wouldn't do it here, spread.
Okay, let me know why.
I mean, I don't see if they were punting this game a little bit, like if they were like, all right, Clay, go sit down. Like, yeah, Draymond's still out, but they're not going to play any defense on their shooters. Yeah. Steph and Clay are going to have a field day on this team. Wiggins is going to put up a nice point total, too. They might blow this team out by 20 spread. You got to take Golden State in this spot.
Wow.
Kevin Porter's also questionable, too. Like, that takes another guy away from Houston scoring. Give me Golden State here.
Okay. You're kind of talking me at it. Let's see. Eric, I mean, We the People says
there's another great play right there, yeah. Because they could use this as a tune-up game for him still since he's getting back into shape. Like, they could just use him right here. Bam. This game's all you, buddy. Shoot the ball all you want. He could just rack up 30 points and cover that PRA with just points.
All right. What are you thinking, Gary?
Man, I hate these spreads. I hate these big spreads. I'm staying away from it from a betting side. And you know, obviously, with Golden State being such big favorites, I'm not going to be on Steph Curry here. But I do like the Klay Thompson call. He's $6K now. Price is getting up there. Minutes are still around 25. I think that's going to be like the consensus moving forward here. But like Tyler said, I mean, he can get those 25 points. He can get 25 points in those 25 minutes. So I definitely don't hate that look with Wiggins and Klay Thompson. They'd probably be my favorites here, but I don't think I'm going to load up on this game. I just think the other spots are better. Plus, you know, with the uncertainty of the blowouts, I don't think I'm going to be going here for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like Tyler likes the blowout. Looks like this game, the only thing I would say for it, maybe it's low owned, right? Yeah, if you want to get different, right? With Steph as a spend, that probably won't be so popular. Guys, I saw that I missed a couple questions for Tyler. You know, so I'll go around and I'll get those at the very end rather than just going from game to game. But Eric Chang says for Kyle Lowry that the ex-wife got her hands on a burner phone. You never want that to happen. He is not running pure. Still, I mean, it's not like these guys. I mean, it's not like it's like 1955, right? No one cares that he's cheating on his wife. It's almost like expected. Yeah. So speaking of wives, right? No, we won't get into Ayesha Curry today. Portland Trailblazers are -3.5 heading to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. Hey, Tyler, this Portland team's kind of making a case that they can do it without Dame. Maybe it's time to move on. I really like the way that Anthony Simons is playing, and it's like, hey, you know, you had a superstar that didn't play defense, so how much are you really losing with Simon's terrible defense out there as well? They're going against the Thunder now. I believe that SGA is out. Let me double check that to be sure before I say it. Is SGA playing tonight?
No, he's out until after the All-Star break.
Yeah, he's
okay. Yeah. So there's no SGA. I see Derek Favors is back. Larry Nance is still out. I don't think he's played for a while. Isaiah Roby's out. Jeremiah Robinson Earl is questionable. Not much in the way of news that I think that we're waiting on. Of course, this is the NBA, so of course we get blindsided with news at any time. Eric says, yes, he's out. Portland does look better with Dame. And Robert, triple-double for Giddey. I think he's going to have a good name. Double-double might be a little more likely. Tyler, how are you approaching this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Portland or no play here. Just the OKC team, I know we backed them a couple times. But it's in spots where we can get SGA where you could just go off. We tried to back him against Indiana last week, and that's the game he blew his heel out. So he's not going to be here tonight. I don't see OKC standing a chance against this Portland team. Dort can only guard one of McCollum or Simons. So the other one's just going to chuck. Now, deciding which one he's going to guard, I think, could just be which one's hotter at the moment. So he might just bounce back and forth. But usually that's never good either. They're all talking about the Blazers in the chat. I think they're on the right side here, too. Give me the Blazers -4.
Yeah, Gary. I mean, the Blazers started so bad, right? We thought they'd be in the lottery. They thought they'd be selling off for sure. But they put something together over the last 15 games. How are you approaching this one?
Yeah, his name is Anthony Simons. He's done outstanding in the absence of Dame here. He's shooting the ball a ton. I think he is going to have a 40-plus DraftKings point performance tonight. He's going to smash tonight. I don't think there's any way around that. I like him over CJ McCollum for a little like $600 discount there. So I definitely like the Portland side here as well. And like you can't go wrong in this game. So with SGA out, I'm seeing Trey Mann as an awesome value play. Ty Jerome's expected to see 22 minutes. He's 3,300. Kendrick Williams expected to see 24 minutes. He's 3,600. Giddey is only 7,300. He's probably going to be one of the most popular plays on the slate, but for good reason. I mean, he's got massive triple-double upside, especially with SGA out. I really like this game. It's not going to be sneaky. All these players are projected to see a pretty good ownership. I like Norman Powell. He's also been playing really well on the offensive side. So yeah, I like this game a lot. This is probably my, like, as far as like, if I was a game stack one game tonight, this would be it for sure.
All right, let's check these. Eric Chang wants to know about this one. Tyler, what do you think of Giddey over 8.5 assists?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have all the distribution usage tonight. He's just going to be the main facilitator for this offense. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, the 8.5 numbers ticked up a little bit without SGA, but I think he could still get over it. I like the double-double call, though. The double-double, because there's two paths to that. He could grab 10 rebounds. He could also rack up to 10 assists. And he should easily get to 10 points here with the extra shots he's going to get. So the double-double at about even money I like.
All right. What about Covington over on points, rebounds, assist?
Yeah, if that number's short enough for me. Covington's one of those guys. He's either going to get that number pretty quick for you or you're going to watch him just run around. And it's going to be one of the things where you're like, shoot the ball, standing in the corner. He won't shoot it, passes it out, and just doesn't really do much. So I try and stay away from him.
Yeah, like when Travis says they're out exercising, he says they're going to go small. This is from We the People. He likes Covington because he thinks they go small, and Nurk ends up getting limited. Do you agree with that assessment, Gary?
I don't know. I mean, Nurk has been awesome too. I think Nurk's still going to see his 30-plus minutes. I mean, they might go small for the rest of it, but I think he still sees his normal allotment of minutes here for sure.
All right. Well, so that'd be interesting to see how that shakes out. But wouldn't be surprised if he's in the chat tomorrow telling us about the winning pick. Once again, I went out of order. I am not very good at this. The Toronto Raptors will be the last game that we'll talk about, not the last game that's actually going to tip off. They're now -1. The Hawks were favored this morning. What's the news here?
Trae Young's questionable.
Oh, my gosh. You think he's going to sit?
Right shoulder.
I think he tweaked it last game. So yeah, I don't have a strong line. I think he plays though.
Okay, because I thought that, so when I did it this morning, so
they're doing a news dump right now, like your underdogs putting out a bunch of stuff. So we'll see if his name comes across.
Yeah, I'm worried because he wasn't on that report, right? And we've talked about when they show up day of, right, and they're not on the one the day before. Eric, I think you're right. The line says he sits. You know what? I really liked Atlanta here. But I don't know if I like him without Trae. Let's assume he doesn't play. Tyler, how do you feel about this one?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like Toronto here, so I'm on the other side of you. I think they match up well. They have the length. Like, yeah, Capella could beat him up inside, but, like, Trae Young's just getting a bad matchup here. Like, Van Fleet can guard him. Gary Trent could throw some defense on him. OG could guard him. They could go crazy length on him and put Scotty Barnes on him. So there's so many different ways they slow down their offense. I don't see their wing players having much success either here. If Trae Young's out, they don't have a shot, I don't think. Give me the Raptors here at about -105 on the money line.
All right, yeah, and my just counterpoint to that would be I agree with your assessment. If this was a neutral situation, I think this is 4-5 for the Raptors. I'm not sure about that, but I do know they played triple overtime in Miami on Saturday night, and all of their starters played more than 53 minutes. So that was one of the reasons that I did like the Hawks. Little worrisome without Trae here. Gary, I like the Hawks. Tyler likes the Raptors break the tie.
Man, I don't know if I can break the tie without this Trey news, but I mean, if Trey is in, I definitely will side with you on the Hawks on this side. Like you said, this Toronto team, all their starters played over 50 minutes in a triple overtime game 2 days ago, and they're going to play 40 minutes again tonight. So they're going to have some tired legs in there, but I don't think I'm gonna stay away until we get that Trey news for sure.
Okay. Yeah, and that like I said, caught me by surprise because I really like that this morning. And then it's not good when they show up, because I don't think he was questionable when I went over that this morning. Tyler, this one's for you. He likes the Anunoby over on point rebounds and assists. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that. And I like Van Fleet's over 28.5 points plus assists.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they just played 50 minutes in the 4 and 5 days, he missed all the games before that. The only game he's played in the last week was that 53 minutes.
Yeah.
If anybody's going to have fresh legs for this team, it's going to be him. So I love his points over 21.5 and his points plus assists over 28.5.
Yeah, and his wife has not found his burner phone. He's got that going for him as well as the Toronto point guard. Tyler, I'm going to just go back to one that I'd skipped before we go for some best bets. It was back to Jason Tatum. Under on point rebounds and assists. I don't know why you go under against the Kings.
I'm not going under on a guy he's one of those guys, once he gets hot, he could just keep putting up numbers for just about a month, and everyone talks about him on ESPN and all these shows for a while. So I'm not getting in front of that flamethrower right now. I'm betting an under with him.
Yeah, and I don't like to bet unders against the Kings. I mean, they'll probably give up 70 points again in the first half. So
no, Boston's playing Miami.
Oh, never mind. I don't know. What? Oh, the Kings.
You still have nightmares from when the Kings lost.
Oh, when they lost by 50, what was it? 53?
Like 50, yeah.
Wow.
Excuse me. All right, excuse me, guys. It's been a long day. I had to get my phone reset. Like, I'm sitting here. I don't even know who's texting me. We the people agrees. Do not go under on Tatum. All right. Anything else in general for you two gentlemen before we get to the best bets?
No, that's pretty much it. I think we touched on all the games.
I missed? Okay, cool. Let us do that then. Tyler, we are going to start with you. What is your best bet today, side, total, or prop?
Yeah, I mean, looking at all the sides here, I mean, I got to take the Grizzlies. I know we're all on the same page here. Mm-hmm. The -4, I think, is just way too low. Could be a trap, but I'm willing to step on it and find out. Give me Memphis -4. And for a prop, Randall double-double at +140. I don't see.
And if you guys have offshore, the Grizzlies are only 3 on Bookmaker right now. So I'm sorry I interrupted. You say the prop one more time?
Randall double-double +135 on DK.
And is that just the double-double or
just
the double-double on win?
No, just the double-double.
Yeah. All right, Gary, what's your best bet for today? Side, total, or prop?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to go with the Heat here, +6.5. I really like it. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on the money line as well. But for the best bet, I'll just go the Heat +6.5.
All right. I'm going to fade the Sacramento Kings. I don't believe in them at all. And they're playing against a team that cares about defense. Not a good recipe. I will take the New York Knicks -6.5. So there you have it from us today. The Run Pure team. Let's just give out We the People's best bet. He says Drummond double-double. Yep. You can't go wrong there. He also likes the Raps money line. So we will be opposite there, We the People. One of us gets to take the victory lap tomorrow. With that being said, Gary, another strong performance from you today. Looking forward to having you on the shows here Monday, and we might mix in a little glaucoma action next week. But if you're available, we can go 4. There's no rule that says it has to just be us 3. So we will be working that out. We will be back tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern. We'll have Travis Mann going on. That should be fun, right? I think we got a 7-game slate, not the normal 3-game slate. So see how long the show goes. And of course, if you are more excited for the Daily Fantasy, the Hardwood Live starts in about 40 minutes. And that's on the Run Pure Sports YouTube channel. You're currently watching the Run Pure Bets YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to both. Give us the thumbs up and run